I've always had difficulty with teeth. They've always been kind of bad for me. But the main thing that I was experiencing through all that time that was so awful in the end was I was having bone loss. Bone loss that then when I got to my age now was very, very difficult to give me any kind of a permanent solution. It was never like I really was assessed and had a real, someone to put it all together and say, this is what you need. Not until I came here.
We faced a lot of challenges with Miss Riggins, both on the top and the bottom. She just had a lot of, it was kind of a little difficult for her from a bone grafting perspective.
He's not just the dental part. He is a little bit of an engineer in there because there was a lot of doings to get this, what I have in my mouth now. It didn't always work out right. It took him several tries. It was difficult, but he never gave up.
She has been through just about every single piece of dental implant treatment and procedure that I could possibly do on somebody at this point.
The first plan was that we would do an implanted denture on the top because it was not much else, it was not anything really left that I could deal with as far as the top teeth. Some of them may not be as bad as others, but they were generally all in bad condition. Then I was going, on the bottom, we were going to do some root canals, some implants, some caps or crowns, and it was a mixture of different things we were going to do on the bottom. And right in the front, right, these front teeth, I had lost enormous amount of bone because those teeth had a bridge in there for a very long time. And but he was figuring that we could work with that. We had tons of bone grafting to do. And so we first, then I agreed to the plan, and the top teeth were extracted. And then we started with the making that denture. And then while that was all happening, the bottom was being the different things, the root canals and all the different parts were being done. Well, in the end, to get to the end of this story, because it took a while. This was not done in a day. But to get to the end, the bottom did not work out because of the extensive amount of bone loss.
Her body really just didn't want us to do a lot of bone grafting on her, so at the end of the day, I just kind of had to work with what I got.
So I do have a denture in the bottom also, but it is the denture rests on implants. And it comes out, it's not like the top that stays in all the time. It comes out, but it's like with snaps. So it snaps in and out. And the point of the denture is being this way with the implants. The old way, you had a denture, it fit right on your gums. It would slip, it would slide, you would get ulcers. I remember my poor aunt, she would always have ulcers in her mouth from the dentures. This doesn't happen with the implanted ones.
I think I got like 7 or 8 implants in Miss Riggins just to kind of just completely over-engineer everything. You know, there were a couple things that we had to do more than once on her just to kind of get some good results.
Dr. Claiborne never leaves you hanging, never. He tells you what needs to be done. He's very upfront. He sits there with you. He'll even hold your hand if it needs to be held.
You can sleep confidently knowing that we're going to do everything we can to make sure that you get what you want in the end. And it might take a couple extra appointments, but at the end of the day, it's the right thing to do.
I just needed to have someone that could guide me through it and someone with his expertise and his commitment to it. He really, really, really wants everybody to come out with the best result. And he's a good dentist. He's a great dentist.
I still think we got her a good result in the long run, but it was a long road for her. And we have a very personal relationship with Miss Riggins too. You know, everybody in the office will kind of tell you that. And she was kind of one of these patients where we had done some crown and bridge work on her, and it got to the point where it was either going to need to be replaced or we needed to start looking at the implant option, so she chose the implant option.
I think that that's the first decision you have to make. It's a commitment. You truly have to commit to this because of the expense, because of the time involved. You have to commit to it for so many reasons. How much do you want to have teeth that you're not ashamed of, that you don't have to cover your mouth when you smile? And I'm a person who loves to smile. I laugh, I'm happy, I ask people questions, I joke, and so that was extremely important to me, not to feel like I had to hide, always put my hand over my mouth when I went to laugh or whatever. I trust him completely. I know in my heart of hearts that he's only doing what's best for me. Look at what he gave me. I have what I've always wanted, you know. It's worth it. I would never trust anyone else.